canvas for a long time too, huh? What does that feel like?
The possibilities. Okay, everyone, hello and welcome to Happy Little Souls. I am so excited to have Kristal Rodbaum with me today. We've been friends for how long now?
Oh my gosh. What, 4 or 5 maybe?
Not that long.
I know, see, time just breezes by. Probably an eternity, but really got close. Well, it would have been 2016-17 because you did Holiday Mart that year.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
And then our exchange at Lifetime Fitness.
Well, that's how I met you at the first time.
Yeah.
Was at Lifetime Fitness. I was showing my jewelry and this radiant, beautiful soul came up and started talking to me.
She said that while I was at the gym too, of all places.
So we were, and then I had an open house the next day. I invited her and she came and the rest is history. So I am thrilled to have you here as kind of the launch of Happy Little Souls. And basically, guys, we're just going to get together and we're going to just talk for about 30 minutes about life and all of that. And we're going to create a painting at the same time.
Yeah, because here's the thing, we talk about this all the time, and this is how we kind of show up on the regular with people, but some of the things we say, we're like, oh, I wish we would have recorded that. So maybe some of those things will come up in our conversation today.
Well, yeah, actually, as we were setting up, I was like, hold that thought.
Yeah.
So, well, let's just to kind of get things going. You had said that you liked, like, maybe, what colors are you feeling, like blues?
It was interesting when you asked me earlier, that was just the first.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm just going to set some blues in front of you, just squirt out what works best for you.
This is Erin's Zen zone. I, on the other hand, I'm a blank canvas. You'll just will organically create.
Yeah.
Is that a good amount?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Well, the thing I always tell the kids in my kids' workshop, because we all know you have kids.
Which, by the way, is a huge hit. Oh my gosh, the kids.
Thanks. I'm, you know what? I was thinking about that the other day. I love working with kids. They're even so much that my mom the other day, she was sitting there watching me work with my nieces. And she goes, have you ever thought about being an art teacher? And I said, well, I already am a teacher. I'm a teacher of life.
Right.
And I said, yeah, I have thought about that, but I think with the workshops, I can reach more people.
And their little minds are blank canvases too, you know, like they don't have a lot of like preconceived notions, they're not attaching stories to anything, they're just really like they're there and they're present. So what they can create.
Yeah, it's amazing because I had this workshop with these normally I have a lot of girls.
Yeah.
Here we can mix white. Tell you what, just dig in. We're gonna see where this goes.
Get after it on your canvas?
Yeah. Blake, you know what? This is okay. So I have to tell you the story of a friend. Oh yeah, good vibes. It's all
feeling this one.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we, the first time I ever did a workshop, go for it.
I really like.
Okay, here I'll help you.
Let's go.
Here.
Okay, I was feeling something like that.
Okay. I like it. No, I like it. Okay, fine. You know what? I'm gonna grab. This is gonna be so much fun.
And I swiped up right. I swiped up rightward. Rightward, is that a word? You know what's interesting? I feel like everything has to have a reason. Like, why did I just do that?
You don't.
Right. See, that's my brain,
I read an article. Here, I'll go this way.
Just
see how it just flows?
Just flows.
Just go.
Okay. I'll just keep.
Yeah, just keep going.
Okay.
So I read this article and I thought it was really interesting that artists, anytime you're in an artistic frame of mind, it's like they're, and I know I'm not quoting this correctly, but like they're in their own dimension, or there's lots of, there's all these different things going on, but it's not, like they're not conscious. And I have to say there have been times when like the painting just makes itself.
Right.
Have you ever been in it, like when you're in that creative?
No. I mean, I am way out of my comfort zone right now.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah.
Then this is a good thing. So I am
totally
grab, how about orange? You know what? This is gonna be awesome. And then, well, yeah. You know what? I have to say, you shared with me that on the way over here that you were doing some video journaling.
Yes.
Okay, and you were in this like zone where you just were talking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's an artistic zone as well.
That's true.
And that falls in line with what,
Oh, see, I need another color. I feel like a yellow. Can I have a yellow?
yeah, absolutely. There's yellow.
It is, and the thing is, like, I like this.
And look at the water.
The thoughts kind of come so quickly, and so we were talking about that too. That like you, when you just have the conversations, if this is really how you're showing up in the true version of yourself, then this is how you talk every day. But there's some things that when I'm driving and I'm like, oh man, I wish I would have written that down or whatever. So we were joking for Mother's Day. I asked for one of those fancy little car mounts so that I would be, look at, you're just perfection.
Here, wait, no.
Excellence.
Not perfection.
No, I don't. There it was. My pattern.
The only thing that's perfect is divine.
That's true. And actually, I can't believe I just said that, except for that it looks pretty perfect. Was replacing the word perfection with excellence, because that's exactly right. I love it. There's only one thing that is perfect, and we all know what that is.
Yes.
So
you were in your car and you
video
journaled,
I
right?
like to keep those thoughts, because there's just different ways when they come out there. They're as honest, right? They're just coming clearly straight from my heart. There's nothing rehearsed about it. And then I love that it's there and journaled, so that then I can come back and maybe tweak the thought a little bit better. Oh my gosh, because what's so funny, as I said, I love the fact now that I can access deeper states of, I was supposed to say, I love now that I can access deeper states of peace, relaxation, what was it? Peace, relaxation, can't even think of the third one.
It'll come.
Anyway, when I was journaling it though in my phone, I said, and I now can access deeper states of stress, relaxation, and it just came like right out. Who wants to access deeper states of stress? Like that's on my brain though. It was like some Freudian slip or something.
I wonder if that was
Release.
Well, yeah. Well, I think sometimes we say those things and then we come back
What will we call this?
Oh, I don't know.
Excellence versus team and training. I think I need some more colors.
Okay. Well, I am here for you, girl. See, this is the reason.
You got a good flow though, you see?
Well, did you add a little water to your brush?
I did not.
Yeah.
That's
So,
key. Okay, a little water to the brush.
Here's some purple. You're K State, girl.
I am. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
purple would be great.
Yeah.
Okay. A little water on the brush.
Water in the brush.
See, I have all this paint here in my way.
So
Can't really flow.
so earlier before you came over,
Yeah.
I was out and about, making the rounds and out doing what I do and meeting people and et cetera, et cetera. And I was talking to this guy and we were talking about life, and he's older. I think he's, I don't know, in his 70s or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And anymore, that's not old.
Okay.
But
that's true.
we were talking and he said, well, what are you doing? How's your life? He goes, let's not talk work. How's your life? And I said, you know what? I said, it is so good. Oh, here, you know what?
Yeah.
That is such a hard brush.
I was thinking the same.
Use this one. Yeah.
I set this hard little brush over here and try
Yeah.
to soften it up later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just,
Okay.
and I said, you know what? On the way over here, I was just thinking about how am I going to do this week? How am I going to handle this week? And I said, I'm handling this week with a 3-letter word. He goes, what's a 3-letter word? What do you think it is?
Joy.
Well, yes, it will come with a lot of joy, but the word that I said was F-U-N, fun.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I
great.
said everything was going to be fun. That's why,
Well, I'm having a blast.
yeah.
So you're raising it so far.
I mean, this is kind of like, it's like having coffee with you, but like in a totally different realm. Like how many times have we had coffee? How many times have we sat down and
If the walls could talk at the Nordstrom Cafe.
we don't want to do that.
Erin makes me cry every time I go to the
Well,
Nordstrom
that's
Cafe.
what I was thinking last night when I was thinking about you coming over. I was like, we're criers.
Total
Oh
criers.
my gosh, don't be surprised.
Oh my gosh, we always had the same server too. David.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
at,
God bless his heart.
I went there with Katie recently. You knew Katie.
Katie. Doesn't matter, Katie.
Yeah,
Doesn't
can't
matter.
remember her last name.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, he was our server.
Yeah.
So I was
think
like,
he probably gets excited when people like us show up there. He's like, what could they possibly be talking about today?
Well, I think they finally figure out that we're not there just for like a hi bye. Hey, we're gonna eat our sandwich.
I know. We should tip a little extra because we're there for way longer than lunchtime.
Probably.
Typical lunchtime.
But yeah, so I
love that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some fun and okay, let's talk about joy. I talk about joy all the time. So just off the cuff, when you hear the word joy,
yeah.
What do you think? What do you think of?
Okay, so joy to me, it's an emotion, but joy is 100% a feeling because you can go out and do lots of fun things. Like this is a real true test of like where I am in my life right now too, because I get to do like tons of really fun stuff. If you look at all the things I say yes to, which is a lot, I say yes a lot, and that's another awareness I'm working on, because that's how I know if what I just did was successful and really truly fed my soul. I stop and I take an assessment when I'm done doing that thing. And I walk away and I stop and I feel my body. Does what I just did feel expansive? Or do I feel a little ting of, oh my God, I actually just sacrificed time with my family to go show up in a different space right now. And the only way I can truly tell if that was serving of me or not, or met my greatest good, was, do I feel expansive after just doing that one thing? Or do I feel like, shoot. Because it takes a lot for me to say, oh, I'd rather be here versus be the one that gets to put my babies to sleep at night, However, that's part of what is all kind of simmering for me right now. Can I tell you what happened?
Yep.
Today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, May 28th. For you mamas out there, school's out for summer. Now, I get to work in a profession that does not give me my summers off. And so my Connor, who just graduated from kindergarten, started camp this summer.
Sure.
This place is irrelevant. However, I dropped him off this morning, and it was really kind of one of those things that, I held my state for him because I just wanted it to be super exciting for him. And then even when he got nervous, I said, it's totally fine that you feel nervous right now. It means that you're excited about something and that this matters. And then there's this part of me, so then I left there and proceeded to cry the whole way to work. Because here's the thing. You can't be two places at once, but I was taught that, not even taught, I was raised actually in this, and this I believe to be true today, that we were all born with a special set of skills, talents, and gifts.
I agree.
I might go so far as to say that our entire purpose of being here is to share those gifts with the world to help make it a better place. And the only way that you can do that is to be in appreciation, and being able to appreciate what your special sets of skills and talents are is to go out and share them.
Uh-huh.
Look at this. Can I just sit here and talk and you paint?
Whatever works for you.
Anyway, so I really did have to have a talk with myself. That's a coin from my mom. You need to have a talk with yourself. And so I think that it's important to go out and share your skills and gifts and talents with the world. And so that does sometimes take me away from my family. Yep. And then when there's those moments of ping of guilt or whatever, then that's when I really have to take a true assessment of, okay, this thing I just did really does matter. And lots of what I say yes to is making Kansas City the very best city that it can be. And if some little thing I do made an impact or contributed to, because you'll never actually, I'll say thank you when people are like, oh my God, awesome job. But those who know me really well know the very first thing I say is thank you, and then right behind it is, there's no way this could have happened without the cumulative sum of everyone's efforts, which is why I'm so pulled to the whole, like, we really are all kind of super connected. We really are all one. It's just when we live in this fear-based state, all of a sudden here creeps up these nasty little fellas named like judgment and criticism and guilt. And then we start doing that like mommy guilt thing where, there's no better place for you to be as a mom than exactly where you are. Comparison is a terrible thing. Yeah. Because you gotta know where you are and be confident with yourself. Because if you're not confident with yourself first, You can't be
See?
anything to anybody else.
You're
You paint, I talk. Just kidding.
No. You are speaking my language as always. I think that's the reason why, even though really it's only been a few years. I mean, I knew you but didn't really know you. So I would say like closer friends, very minimal time, but it seems like an eternity, is because we connect so much on all these different levels. Everything you said. I saw our friend Kiza last week, and
Love.
I showed up to her. She's a chiropractor, and she does energy work and all of that. And it was at her North office, and I haven't been up north for a long time, and that's where I used to live.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was, my son was born up there, and I have to tell you, I was driving down the same street that I used to drive down all the time, and like all the emotions came up.
Sure.
And that mom guilt, I mean, that was the one thing that I told her. I was like, I started crying in our office. I started tearing up, and I said, the mom guilt is just absolutely overwhelming sometimes, and it can be completely consuming. But then at the same time, much like you were saying, that we all have gifts, and sometimes it takes a while to navigate through our gifts and realize what they really are. And I think for years I was lost in what my gift was. And now that I've really discovered it and am owning it and not denying myself that that God-given right, I mean, you know, it's a gift from God. And when we can actually step into our fullness and speak our truth and speak our gift, it's a game changer.
Totally.
And so I had to stop myself and go, okay, what's your truth? Did you do the best that you could do at the time that you lived in this particular location? I did absolutely the best that I could.
Yes.
And that's what when I parent, tomorrow I'm going to know something totally different, and I'm going to understand something totally different, and I'm going to be like, wow, I probably wouldn't parent the exact same way that I did yesterday as I'm going to parent today. And when you can kind of hand it over, because we're all divine beings, when you can kind of hand that over to God's spirit universe, you know, whatever you choose to call it, but if you can hand that over to God and go, I know that you created me in love, therefore I am love, and there is no separation, so I trust you by giving this back to you, and I'm going to trust that everything's going to work out.
Yeah.
There's really something humbling about that.
Absolutely. I can say from where I am today to who I was previously, not like a completely different person, but the experiences that happened to me in life, well, I wouldn't be able to even be in this capacity now if it weren't for those babies, who, by the way, did not come easy for me.
Yeah.
And that's a whole different topic. But I will say that for the things that didn't come easy to you at any point in life, whether it was, you know, getting your career, your degree, or whatever the things are that really matter to you that you have today that did not come easy for you, it's really, really easy to have expansive gratitude for those things. And so it wouldn't be fair to say that I love my children any more than any other person does, except for that, like, yeah, I do. I love my babies fiercely. Yeah. And because of them, and because of the fact that it didn't come easy for me, I just have a greater awareness around the appreciation for it. Do I trip and fall on my face like all the time? Absolutely. That's where you can't, and this is where I invite you, and you do, to give yourself permission for all those times that there was pain and suffering, because on the other side of that, if you wouldn't have gone through that, then you wouldn't have this awareness today.
Well, yeah.
So just give yourself a little grace. That's my favorite word.
Yeah. I tell people that I work with all the time that, yeah, give yourself grace. And that's what I was seeking when I was in that space, and that, you know, I mean, just thinking about my little boy being so little, and see, here are the tears, and being in that space, and Yeah, I'm just gonna give myself grace. Because he has taught me so much. Not only have I learned myself, but by being his mom and you with you and your kids,
Yeah.
they teach you every single day, don't they?
That's what I say. My children teach me everything I need to know.
Well, one of the and her kids teach me because you did a live video with your precious baby girl, and she's saying, "What? You are my sunshine."
Yes. I know.
Oh my gosh, I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Baby girl, you are my sunshine today, and thank you for reminding me that I have so much sunshine.
You know, we called my mom because my mom used to sing that song to me when I was a baby, and
Okay.
oh, okay.
So there was a little technical difficulty in our little Happy Little Souls video. Someone called, which knocked everything out, and you were talking about, and this is, I want you to repeat it the best that you can. About, I don't want to, so
Well,
you were like, I got the sense, here we are talking about happy little souls, and I feel like there's a lot of unhappy souls out there.
Yeah. Okay. So having a wild appreciation for the things, because they can be sad, and sometimes you can get stuck in the things that you tell yourself to. So those can be really sad things. But being able to have gratitude for experiencing those elements in life, because then now I can say, not that I'm more valid than the next person, but I can say, you know, I've seen things I never dreamt or wished to hope for in my whole life, but I saw them, and I feel like maybe I was supposed to see them so that it would train me into having the largest capacity for a thing called compassion than I ever could have imagined any other way. Releasing judgment, releasing criticism, and having that ability to offer compassion. So then what we were saying was, without getting into my life and all of the places that I show up, there are a lot of situations I feel like where people are forced to put on a show. And that might not be the right verbiage, but can you really show up 100% in your true authenticity in these spaces all the time? And the answer is a resounding no. And sometimes I feel myself like, oh no, be real careful what you say here. Or maybe just, you know, like dip your toe in the water. Don't go just diving right on into this thing, you know? That is not expansive for me. I'm the dive right in kind of a person. But I also feel like I've learned in that too, that maybe I don't have to dive right into everything. It's okay to just like assess the situation first before getting too excited about something.
I think when you have that expansion, then what happens is you become better equipped to take on someone else's presence or energy, if that makes sense.
Love that.
Okay, so my takeaway from what you just said is that, and I've experienced this before, where I don't always have to say something. Just because
oh my God, uncomfortable silence is like, why don't we just sit here for 10 seconds and try it? Because I'll start to twitch. I can't stand uncomfortable silence.
All right, let's do it.
I hope Disco does a little really like it's so, look, I can't even do it.
All right, it's probably been 10 seconds.
Oh my God,
You
it's been
did
like
good.
45 minutes.
You did great.
But that's something that I have an awareness about that. And so you know what, also when you can do that, like what we were saying earlier about taking the inventory, did I feel expansive after that? What it does do to help a person like me, it helps me be able to know if that is something I should say yes to. Is that the right thing for me to do?
Well,
I'm
gonna make one more observation about that point. Is not only are you better equipped for, let's say, the silence, or you know, if you're riding in a car, you know, it's okay for you to be quiet. But my point, and then we'll kind of wrap up, is that it's okay if someone's sharing something with me and I've already kind of read them. And I know they're not ready for my response. I can choose whether or not I want to express what I'm feeling inside. Now, it's not necessarily that I'm denying what I'm feeling inside, but if someone's not going to be receptive to it, then it's really falling on, what do you call it? Closed ears. And deaf ears. Thank you. Gosh, see, I'm terrible at that. And sometimes it's just better to be quiet and go, okay, you know what? They're not ready to hear what I have to say. So I'm going to love them for who they are, because it could cause conflict, and then it becomes this banter. Does that make sense? And instead, they're entitled to their opinion. I'm entitled to mine, and I could easily help them a little bit, you know, or possibly if they were open to hearing me, they may leave and go, wow, what Erin had to say was, that was, I might think about that.
I love that.
But sometimes you just have to be very conscious and aware of how they're going to receive it.
Love that. And then you made me think of something else, and it was just the way that you said it that kind of triggered something. Maybe we get to choose a little bit better, like who we share certain things with, how we show up for certain things and for certain people too. Instead of, because this was a big thing, I'm a big people pleaser. It's probably why I say yes so much. Why I say yes so much, because I really do want to have, like, you know, joy in my life. But also, being a little bit more careful who I let into my vortex, which is a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
But then also, I think too, without you just sharing it all out there with every single person in the world, maybe being just a little bit more aware of who and how and why you're sharing that thought at that exact moment. Careful is not the right word. I don't know. I just want more of an awareness. And this is true too. In all the work that has happened, and I hope we can touch on this a little bit more too, like in the last 2 years, extensive training has happened for me consciously. And being able to just literally walk into a space and be like, oh, this feels really good. Or, oh God.
And you turn around and walk right out.
Yeah.
I do that. And you know what? I love that about where I am right now. Because, you know, and it's not a selfish thing, because I think
it's the
that,
greatest
like,
gift you could give yourself.
Absolutely. And the thing is that if we're not giving ourselves, that's beautiful, by the way.
I think so too.
Good. I'm glad you think so, because it is beautiful.
I do have to say so. I said that thing, and then I just, and all of a sudden, my brush literally effortlessly went like that, where you can see,
I told you, you get in the zone.
I will not be signing up for artists, but feels so good to get to do this.
Yeah.
Oh my God, and I did that thing. Do you remember what you were saying? I'm so sorry, I'm working on that. You were saying something fantastic, and then I interrupted you with my amazing brushstroke.
Well, we needed to, you know what, the way I look at it.
I did it.
It's all right.
Sorry.
We needed to talk about your amazing brushstroke. That's why. I don't know anymore. I just am so more. I'm a lot more laid back. Not to say that I don't have my moments, but it's when you just know that everything is already written, everything is already out there, and you should just have fun with life. That, you know what? We needed to talk about that brushstroke, and I'm so glad, because that you had that moment that happens to me all the time.
I can't wait to watch it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
By the way, when you were saying that's I love that, and then also the thing about grace is that you can't be good at giving it to other people until you're good at giving it to yourself.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we all have to take care of ourselves first.
Yeah.
Always.
This grace thing is just like a whole ton of bricks just like lifted off your shoulders, but the only person that can take it off is you.
Well,
it should be easy. She's like, oh yeah, I like to control things. I'm kind of type A.
You know what?
Get rid of that whenever I feel like
you
it.
are type A. Oh my gosh.
You.
Yes, absolutely type A. Absolutely. And I am too, but
I take the cake.
You're like triple.
I'm like a mic drop.
Yeah.
I know. And
You
some
do.
of that, I want that to be a
But
really
you know
good
what?
thing.
That's the beauty of this world, is that we need all kinds. We need the triple A's like yourself. We need the ones that just want to sit back and be the behind the scenes kind of people, and the Indians and not the leaders. And I mean, everyone has to be who they are.
I'll say the AAA part though, I know exactly how I got to become that person. And some of that stuff is actually no longer serving me. So if I want to feel joy, I'm gonna need to like downgrade from a AAA to like a AA. Yeah, because that is where there's certain elements of just the simplest of things that I was missing. I don't miss them much anymore, but I was missing. I really was, because I just wanted everything to just be A-okay. No, and perfect. I did. I wanted everything to just be perfect. And that is not life. And I'll tell you, again, with having these kids, some of the most beautiful moments are in the absolute most imperfect things. And I feel like this is a good place to share this, because I want to talk more about the vortex when we have more time. But we're working on this thing called the vortex, and each and every one of you can have your own if you like it. Yeah, you can all have your own vortex. And the vortex is that place in which you want to show up for your life every single day. And I choose peace and joy, because I can't have peace if I don't release all judgment and criticism. So I choose peace and joy, which we've already discussed. Yeah. So what I love too about the kids is they really are, their brains are just like little spongy blank canvases. And teaching the kids that they get to have their own vortex as well, and how do they want to show up today. Now you've got your vortex, and then you've got life. And if you live a full life, you get slapped across the face, punched in the face, trip and fall, all sorts of things happen to you all day, every day. And so that's resiliency, how you handle that. But also these things happen. And the question is, how quickly can you get yourself back into the vortex? Very important though, you have to stop and give yourself permission to say, in this moment, I am so pissed. And it's okay. I choose to come back here to peace and joy, or whatever your vortex is. But you've got to allow that's the problem with the world. Everyone's suppressing their emotions, don't feel anything. And then when you do that, weird how like the same thing just keeps coming back up for you over and over and over, just shows up in different ways. So anyway, the vortex. So just recently shared this with the kids, and we're having a lot of fun with it. So this is what we'll have to talk about lifetime, because that is originally how we met. But Dance Jam is my favorite class to go to. This is an hour with, she's actually a professional choreographer. This gal is no joke. And
I don't know, where's that? Like,
yes, Denise. Yes.
I see her walking by all the time. Okay. I have to go to her class. Well,
she's
if you,
oh my word.
Yeah, if you'll invite me.
I'll be in the back row where I belong, but I'm getting better. See, back in my day, I was actually a really, really good dancer, which is why I think like it really feeds my soul today. Because I'm like, oh, there's that girl. She's still in there.
I love to dance. Oh my gosh,
she's fantastic. Yeah. So I've decided, I've scheduled out this pocket of time in the week that I'm not going to miss Tuesday night dance jam anymore. So take the kids, we go, and Jordan's going through this phase where she doesn't like to buckle up in her seatbelt. Moms, you hear me? So instead of fighting her, I'm giving her permission to go ahead and put her seatbelt on when she's ready, within reason. Yeah. And we were getting ready to leave the actual parking lot of Lifetime, and she still hadn't buckled up yet. So I tapped aggressively on my brakes, got out of the car, put it in park, got out of the car, opened up the back door, and I'm trying to push my child into her car seat with the straps. And Connor, who's 6, screams, "Mom, you're not in your vortex." And I am like this, trying to get her seatbelt on, and I look up at my son and I said, "Buddy, you are my hero." He busts up laughing. Jordan busts up laughing. She glides her hands in through her seatbelt, buckles back up again, and off we go. A 6-year-old just reminded me and held me accountable to my vortex. I wasn't showing up in it.
Love it.
And how fantastic. You know, we can joke about it. Who knows how long I'd probably still be in there fighting that girl to put her seatbelt on. But instead, that's how quick. My point is, that is how quick, if you choose, that you can get back into your vortex.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's just awareness.
It just took me 2 years to figure it out, but it really is simple.
I'll be 46 this year. It's taking me like 45.
Yeah, but it can be done.
Yeah, it can be done. All right, girls. So now the question is, okay, so with one last question. I'll just take a couple minutes to respond off the cuff. What makes you a happy little soul? And I'm just going to listen and paint, and you can just talk and we'll wrap up here.
For the first time in my life, for what I am about to be able to create next, for the first time in my life, it has required me to really not stop moving. I got to keep the momentum. I got to know what it is I want to create. I got to know how I want to show up in the world. But above all, it's requiring me to stop and trust that God is going to bring me exactly what is meant to be mine. Some of the best advice anyone ever gave me was, how a river flows, right? Just flows naturally on its own. Well, I was the girl that liked to stand, like on the dock, or like on the edge of the river, and I used to like throw my little rocks in there and make the water go the way I wanted it to. And he said, how about you stop throwing all those rocks in the river and just let it flow naturally?
Okay.
Because what will happen is things will end up turning out to be so much more beautiful than you ever would have imagined on your own if you just trust. Now, I'm excited that soon, and we can't talk about it yet because it hasn't happened, but we're really close on the verge of something very exciting that I'm looking forward to creating. But what that was really required me to completely surrender.
Yep.
And he was right, and God was right, and all the people who said, just trust that what you have to share is meant to be shared, and it will all happen in divine timing. And I don't know, I've always just been in a big rush. I just want to do all the things in life. Oh, I don't have my phone. But it was a quote that basically says something like, when my life is over with, I want God to smile because I used up every single one of the talents that he gave me. So
Love that.
that's cool, huh?
That's cool. And you.
But my husband reminds me that, it's not like my life's over tomorrow. Got some time, but do we? So that's the point too. I'm just in this do all the things mode because you never really know when, but then also the beauty that's there when you just allow and surrender.
All right. With that, one last question.
Oh my God.
Okay, so in Happy Little Souls, we paint and we just have a conversation, and we'll wrap up here, but I think we've got a pretty good start. You've helped me out a lot. What I'm going to do is I'll finish the painting.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see what you do.
I'll post it on my website, and it will be for sale. And a large portion of that sale will go to Kristal's charity of choice. And so, do you want to? When we get this finished, who would you like to gift this time? Not to say that she won't come back and do some more with me.
Do you want to hear something super cool? I have not had the pleasure of being able to serve for the one that, as soon as you said this, it immediately came to me, which is how I know that it's supposed to be. But I think something that's really important for all of us in this world today is to just show up in kindness. Look for ways to show up in kindness for others. And so this person and her organization keeps showing up in my news feed. I'm being introduced to her through the social media world, but we haven't had a chance to meet each other yet, nor have my children had a chance, or I, to participate in any of her events. But my charity of choice is Kindcraft. Are you familiar?
I am not, and I'm so gonna Google it.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
We'll have Erin tag Kindcraft, and then everyone go take a peek at what Courtney and her team are up to over there. It is incredible, and what a beautiful way to share kindness, not just as adults, but to be able to teach our children at such a young age how important kindness is.
All right,
So there we go. Kindcraft.
Kindcraft. Isn't she amazing?
Isn't she amazing? And guess what? You're amazing too.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward. This is the first one, so thank you for the launch of this Happy Little Souls and all of that, and thank you so much for watching, and continue to be the happy little soul that you were brought here to be, and go out there and just fill this universe with all kinds of kindness, joy, and most of all, love. Take care, guys. Bye.